Hello everyone, welcome to Canteen Cup. My name is Scott, and how is everybody today? We have a warm, not quite as humid and sunny, but we're fixing to maybe have some thunder showers later today. We'll see how that goes. Anyhow, I wanted to talk to you about a couple things, and one is you probably haven't seen as much of me on YouTube as I have in the past. I have taken on some new responsibilities within the prepper community, and I've taken on a more, we'll say a more regional position, and I have more responsibilities, and this is in the communications field, and so that is where I'm like, I gotta fix this a little bit here. We're a little crooked. That's fair. But I'm doing a little bit more stuff. I got a lot more work. I got to do a lot of training, a lot of stuff. So I've got these responsibilities. So I am kind of backing off on YouTube a little bit, and you won't see as much of me. It's not that I'm, not around. It's just I really don't have time to do a lot of YouTube stuff, along with taking care of my property. I'm still running a business kind of full time. And then I have my other, kind of prepper responsibilities that I have to take care of. And so it's just kind of too much going on at once. And I've really got to kind of cut this back and really have to go with what's important, at least for me now. So that being said, I still hope to occasionally put out a YouTube video. This won't be as frequent as it was. Another issue I have is I'm still on an internet system that has a data cap or a data limit, and so I have to be careful how much data I spend each month because I still need it for my business, and I need it. That's how we watch our TV and whatever, so I have to be cognizant of that. So today, I thought what I would do is something that I have done in the past, and I'll do at least one more time, is I'm going to do an EDC pocket dump. And these are things that I carry all the time. If you go back through my past videos, things really haven't changed much, and so, but I wanted to show you that there's consistency in what I do. And one of the things that you need to understand for EDC is it's stuff that you do, not only that you do carry every day, but it's stuff that you will carry every day, and it's stuff that you'll probably use every day or almost every day. I see a lot of YouTube videos out there where people have all their cargo pockets full, and they got all their pockets full, and their back pockets and their shirt pockets, and they got 10 pounds of stuff. And I'm pretty positive that most people don't carry that much stuff because it gets heavy. And so, I have my doubts because I've been doing EDC for a long, long time. And, I've kind of carried a lot of stuff, a little stuff, a lot of stuff, a little stuff. And this is where I have been, at least probably for the past year. And so I wanted to share it one more time. All right. To start off with, I carry, there we go. I carry two things around my neck and this is mostly when I leave my property, is I carry a dog tag, and it has a lot of my contact information in case I get separated from my wallet and I get into a car accident, or somebody hits me as a pedestrian, or something happens, that I have contact information of friends and family so that they can at least identify who I am. All right, this is a little Olight. Let's see if I can do it here. It's the Eros 2 EOS. It is a USB rechargeable light, and I like it because it lasts a long time, and I'm not going to shine it in you, but it's got a low beam like that. You can see that, and then a high beam. And it lasts a pretty long time. I charge this up about once every other month or so. I don't use it a whole lot, but when I need it, and I'll give you an example. I was wearing this last night when we were watching TV, and we had a thunderstorm go by, and about 5 minutes after the thunderstorm moved on, our lights went out for about an hour. And so it was very easy for me to pull out from my shirt, turn the light on, and then I went to go find other lights and candles and whatever to kind of get the house lit a little bit. So, we can navigate. I do have a special needs person in the house, and then we have to make sure she's taken care of. So I use that a lot. I don't use the dog tag a lot. I hope I never have to use the dog tag. But if something happens, and if somebody's saying, who is this guy? There are people phone numbers that they can contact, and I may need treatment or whatever because I've fallen and I can't get up. It's there. All right. Of course, my phone. I use my phone for everything. I use it for work. I use it for pleasure. I use it for communications. I use it for a lot of different things. So that goes with me. You're more than likely to catch me with a cell phone on my person than you are my wallet. That's how much I carry that around. I use it for a lot of stuff. All right. I carry a pen. This case, this is a Fisher Space Pen. They call it their bullet pen. It's good ink. Ballpoint pens are not necessarily my favorite pen, but this writes anywhere, and so I always have a pen. It goes back to my Army days. When I was a young private in the Army, they told me if you follow these 3 pieces of advice, you would get along just fine in the Army. And that was to be in the proper place, at the proper time, in the proper uniform. Then when I became a sergeant, they added 2 things. Have a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper to write on so you can take notes. And as an NCO, I was required to have a notebook and a writing instrument. Now today, I carry one of these. This is a Write in the Rain notebook. I don't write in it too much anymore. What's nice about this is the paper is very durable. It can get wet and it won't crumble. With the Space Pen, the writing is pretty permanent. It really is great. I've been using these for about 30 years, the different products. And Write in the Rain is good stuff. They're a little pricey, but I've been carrying this around probably for about 2 years, which kind of tells you how much I really write in it. But when you gotta have something to write on, so that's that. All right, moving down. I have a iPhone holster on my hip. I have a wallet. This is one of those minimalist wallets. It sits in my front pocket. I always carry some cash with me. To be honest with you, don't use cash a whole lot anymore. I use a credit card, and one of the reasons why we use it is it's easier for us to track our expenses. And we have a very, I won't say a strict budget, but a very good budget. And what that does is it helps us to take care of our money, and we actually end up having more money than if we didn't budget. So we use the credit card as a way to track it. My wife has a budgeting software. I think it's called YNAB, and everything's got its little home, and we save up for things, and but we, at the end of the month, we seem to have more money than what we used to have. So it works, and it's but I do keep some cash. Sometimes you just gotta have cash. All right. Moving along, my famous Bic lighter. I bought this lighter in April of 2013. You can't see it much anymore because I typically, what I do is I'll take a piece of sticky paper and I'll write the month and the date. But I've had this since 2013, and it still works. Again, I don't smoke, so I'm not going through these, but occasionally I light things like fires and such, and I use a Bic, and I'll tell you what, your Bic lighter is better than any wooden match you can come up with. Now, I grew up before Bic lighters, where the big lighter in my day when I was young was a Zippo, and then the Bic lighters came in, and these are more reliable than wooden matches. And you can sit there and you know, complain to me or tell me I'm wrong, but I'm telling you they are not, especially the matches today. The strike anywhere matches today are garbage. They break. The white phosphorus comes off the tip. Half the time you can't get those matches to light. Bic lighter, more reliable than wooden matches. The only thing that might give it a run for its money are the army matches, the paper matches that come in with the MREs. Back then we had C rations. They work pretty good as long as you don't get them soaked. They'll work in a damp environment, but they're pretty. That's actually not a bad match. But you know, if I had to stake my life on something, it's going to be a Bic. And typically, I carry one on my person, and then I have like a messenger bag I carry with me, and there's at least one in there, maybe two in there. So I have backups, but these are great. All right, then I carry a pocket knife. Now, as many of you have heard me talk about before, pocket knives are my weakness, and I have more than I need, and I've kind of cut back. But the pocket knife that I have carried more than any other knife, probably the knife that I've carried more than any other knife, is a Swiss Army knife. When I was in the military, I always had a pocket knife on my person. Back then it was a Swiss Army knife. They called it the Farmer. And nowadays this is a little bit smaller. This is the Cadet. And I carry this everywhere, but I've carried a Swiss Army knife, and I have used the Swiss Army knife more than any other knife, probably combined. I've been carrying these things for years. The steel is good. They sharpen nice. I know their limitations. Yeah, it's just a hard knife to beat. You know, we like to get those fancy cases with the Damascus blades and all this stuff, but really, at the end of the day, this thing does the job. All right. Of course, a set of car keys. Every time I leave the house, whether I'm driving or not, my car keys are with me. That'll get us into the house. That'll get us into my wife's car if she lost her keys. It gets into my car if she lost her keys. It doesn't matter whether she's driving or I'm driving. I carry these with me. And then finally, I've just started going back to carrying pepper spray, and this is Sabre or Sabra. This is the police strength pepper spray with a dye marker, and I've gone back to this. You know, those of you that have watched me before, I carry the pistol for a long time over the past year and a half or so, and now things are dialing back, and at least out by me, we've kind of come back down to normal. And so, I've climbed down off of, DEFCON 2 to DEFCON 3, maybe now to DEFCON 4. It's, you got to stage your life and take a look at, what DEFCON level you're at. You can't stay at DEFCON 1. You'll kill yourself. You'll have a heart attack and die. You can't stay there. Even in the military, most of the time when we're not at war, soldiers are not carrying their weapons in rucksacks and LBE around. They're wearing their fatigues and they're doing other tasks. And so even them, they go to the range a couple times a year, but they're not spending all day, every day, carrying their weapons and stuff around unless they're at war. or they're running, they're on guard duty or something like that. But we don't, and we should kind of be the same way. We should be able to take a look at our environment and say, do I really need to carry a pistol? If not, back it off a notch. I'm not saying don't defend yourself, but for me, in my circumstances and what I do currently, this is what I carry with me. And I have its bigger brother in my messenger bag in case I need more. For me, the biggest threat for me in doing the things I do are typically dogs. Out where I live, we don't get accosted a whole lot. In fact, hardly any at all, but this is mainly for dogs. But it's got like an 18-foot range, and so, that's as far as I really need. That, if I was going to shoot somebody, that would be about the range I'd shoot them. So this is what I carry now. Again, if things amp up again, and the threat level goes up, yeah, this will go back in the drawer, and then the pistol will go back on the hip. No doubt in my mind. But for right now, we're dialed back, and so we go with the ebb and flow of the conditions in our area of operations and our area of interest. And right now, for me, it's kind of low, so we've throttled back a little bit. We're taking a breath. You can't stay amped up 100% of the time because you'll go crazy. So while a while back ago I was at a higher threat level, now I'm calming down, taking the deep breath, doing the mantras, and getting ready for the next iteration, which maybe tomorrow, maybe next month, maybe next year. But when it comes back again, I can at least say I feel kind of rested, so I'm ready, and I'll be more prepared mentally and probably physically because I've given my body and my mind that rest in between. Don't worry about things you cannot control. Worry about what you can control. If you do that, you'll live a healthier life. All right. That's all I got for today. It was good, talking to you, seeing you. Like I said, you won't hear me as much, but I'm out there doing stuff. It's just not going to be on YouTube. So everybody, please be safe out there. And take care of yourselves. Take care of your mind and your body. So stay safe and stay secure. And we'll see you.